Hey guys, so you guys can see the screen. It looks different because usually I have this on screen, or well, I do show it still, the movie that we're talking about, and so this is me showing you guys the movie and the what that I'll be talking about. I did talk about it before, but that video is long gone because it was on my other account, and I am not going to be able to recover that video. Maybe if I am able to recover it again, I'll do another video on it. Or not another video, just showing you like that version of it. Still, I watched it. It was actually a really good movie. I really did like, even though I hate to have to re-talk about this, my choice still does not change the fact that I love this movie. This movie was really good. Bringing a mythic creature home is kind of a new concept, and that's saying something. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, what about this movie? What about this movie? I'm talking about like live action. There's not many shows. There's a lot of shows about mythical creatures trying to get back home, but not people trying to bring those mythical creatures home. And again, these were made by the same people who made that same unicorn movie that was live action. And so I had high praise. I had certain things that needed to be met. Because they showed this, so I need them to do the same, and they did. They knocked it right out of the park. Now, you guys don't know, this monkey, I kind of forgot the name of it, but it's a mythical creature that evolves around whistling. It whistles to communicate. And the girl learned how to speak their language. But also, they don't like being hunted. And then, like, what we find out soon after is this, like, there's like someone who lives on the island. And the same girl, like, is like she gets bitten and she's having the poison is building up in her hand because this monkey bit her. Because she was trying to stop it from hissing, and he didn't really like having his mouth being covered, so he bit her, and he kind of like wanted to apologize, so he started licking her hand. I was like, oh, don't worry, it's not your fault. It was her fault. Why would you do this? So yeah, in the end of the day, she got home, but oh my god, the way that they're like, the fact they lived in the cave, and the fact that the mountain looks like a beehive with all the holes and stuff, or maybe anthill should be a better description for it. And just like the king monkey, the king ape, and how he looks, and how like an adult version of them look, is kind of cool. No, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of terrified of them. And I was tired, and I am still kind of terrified of these monkeys. Why? Because they kind of remind me of a furry demon that, no, future me is not going to put a picture in there because it terrifies me to this day. I'm just going to describe it for you guys. If you guys don't know it, you guys can go search it up. If you guys do know it, then you guys do know what I'm talking about. Either way, I'm not pulling it up. Either way, tiny furry creature. When it gets wet, it turns into a scary demon. Or wait, is it when it gets wet, does it multiply? I think it's when it gets wet, it multiplies, and then when you feed it, it turns into a monster. Either or, I think it's one or the other, I don't know. And that movie terrified me to this day. Like, I barely watched it. My sister watched it and was like, oh, and this is how my sister usually is when she was watching scary movies. She would always try to convince me to watch it with her, and she'd be like, it's not that scary. And then I end up having nightmares for weeks. Child me was stupid. I should have stopped listening to her about it being scary the first movie ago. Jesus Christ, I didn't have any form of common sense back then. God Jesus. Either way, this movie was so good, because how much is the same concept they did again, but they did it in a different way. One, it takes a different part of time. Well, it takes a different modern time. It's not based off of a specific point of time, but is taking a more modern history of time. If you guys look at the guns and their helmets and everything. And the fact that you can tell because one of them they do have a car. So that means they're in somewhere in the technology era, but it's still in a little bit back in the history times. What if I'm going to be honest, it's still kind of hard to figure out because we have had cars for a very long part of our history. So it's kind of hard to figure that out. Well, let's get back to the woman. So the woman heals her and cures her, right? And she but also she knows how to communicate with the monkeys because she has an actual flute that communicates with them. It looks like a head. And because she has a flute that allows you to communicate, I was like, yes. It makes sense. She learned how to whistle and she knows how to use a flute. Man, they both know how to communicate to these creatures. And then we find out that the douchey father or grandpa, wherever he is, I think it's his father. I think it's her father. His father. I don't know. I kind of kept on getting confused with the gender here. It is apparently a girl, I believe. Don't quote me on that, okay? I was really more paying attention to the background than in all the creature stuff to not pay attention to the gender, okay? Don't judge me. Either way, boy or girl, it was pretty amazing. And either way, the dude he basically has manipulated kids, and honestly, the way he tells these kids how their parents didn't want them, it's kind of gruesome in my eyes. Just him say, your parents come to me saying, turn my boy into a man. Make him fight for our country. When honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, back in some histories, fighting for your country was really not a choice in some families. You had to go to war no matter what. Sometimes it was forced upon you by the government. I'm going to be real with you guys. That's actually in history. So I don't know which part of this history it is taking it from. Again, when I Google searched it, it didn't say is not taking a certain time period, but it's taking a time when it comes to objects and weapons and clothing. Not the timeline, like 1998 in the year 7033. What happened at that time? I don't know what happened at that time. I'm not a good history man. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm not good at history. But yeah, honestly, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it so much. I beg of you actually. Watch the movie. I beg of you. You won't regret it. It'll be the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. I promise you. So please go watch the movie. I can't do a thumbnail like I usually do it because usually I put a VR headset. And I would put a VR headset on that monkey. Trust me, it's perfectly shaped for it. But I can't. Why? Because they updated the animation, the software thing that I use on my app that allows me to edit my videos. And they changed it. Well, I like it, but I hate it. So in other words, I can't really use it because I can use it, but it barely works. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, I think it shows my videos because I kind of been uploading them into a timeline frame and having them scheduled, but for you guys to see them, but not actually be able to watch them until, they reach their date. I'm honestly kind of cool with that, for then you guys know that there is for then you guys can know how the schedule works. Again, the schedule may advance. I actually thought the schedule was going to change just because I was going to an art program. Nope. It actually works more for my art program. Surprisingly, actually. So, yeah, other words, guys, watch this movie. It's really good. I give it I give it a 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, the monkeys scare me, but it's not enough for me not to not like the movie. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys later. Crimson Thunder out. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and shut the bell notifications on, and share with your friends if you did like it. See you guys later.